Steve Garvey played 19 years of Major League Baseball, accumulated 2,599 career hits, and he's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I have an issue with that. Ken Arzone here, Vista, California. I'm looking at Tuesday, November the 4th, 2025. Steve Garvey played for the Dodgers and the Padres. I don't understand why he played for the Padres. He played for the Dodgers 1969. He came up all the way through 1982. That's 14 years. Then he played 5 years with the Padres. Strange. Why not stick with the Dodgers? Better organization. You can see I'm not a Padre fan. I'm a Dodger fan. So in 1969, Steve Garvey was 20 years old. Got into 3 games. 1 hit. 1970, got into 34 games. 1971, 81 games. 1972, 96 games. So his first 4 years, slow, that hurt. Why? If those 4 years have been more productive, he may have been a 3,000 hit guy. He had the ability. But those 4 years, he didn't accumulate that many hits. So in 1973, his 5th year in the league, he got into 114 games, got 106 hits. So actually, 5 years in the league, and he's got about 250 hits. Oh, man, that hurt. Those 5 years, if he had gotten, like, let's say 150 hits a year, that would have added another 700 hits, 600 hits. He ended up with 2,599, 2,600 almost. Give him another 500 hits, he'd be 3,100 hits career. So his first 5 years, oh, man. His 5th year, he batted 304. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, his 5th year, 304. Well, listen to this. I didn't realize this with Steve Garvey, and this is why I think he deserves the Baseball Hall of Fame. 200 hit seasons. Did you know that Steve Garvey had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 200 hit seasons? 6 of them. And he had one other season, 192 hits. He could have had 7 of them. So how many guys in the Baseball Hall of Fame have 6 200 hit seasons? His high was 210, 1975. So listen to these years, 1974 through 1980. 200 hit totals. 200, 210, 200, 192, 202, 204, 200. Not bad. He had a consecutive game streak going too. It was over 1,000 games. Then he hurt himself. Let me look that up. I should have that information. Let's see. Steve Garvey. I'll put him in. How many consecutive game streaks did he have? Let's see. Yeah, 1,207 consecutive games. Steve Garvey. That was a National League record. American League record, obviously, Cal Ripken and Lou Gehrig. So this is why, that's 2 things so far I can count with Steve Garvey that warrants Hall of Fame consideration. Consecutive game streak, 1,207 in a row. And 6 200 hit seasons. Runs scored, Never had 100 in a season, so that hurt. He did have some 90s. Had a 95, a 91, 92. RBIs. Steve Garvey produced. He had 1,308 career in 19 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons, 100 RBIs. Out of 19, that could have been higher. Should have been 8, 9, or 10. That may have helped with the Hall of Fame. Batting average, 294 career. Should have been 300. Because he was a 300 hitter. Listen, he had a 304, a 312, a 319, a 317, a 316, a 315, a 304. So he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 19 years. 300 or better. If you ask him, he probably would have preferred more, like 10 of them. But he played 160 games. Listen to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 160 or more games, and 2 more times 155 plus. So he was durable. He had longevity. He was in the lineup. Didn't score as many runs as he should have, because he should have had 100 runs scored seasons. But he had those 6 200 hit seasons. And he had 5 100 RBI seasons. Homers, he was in the 20s. Did have 1 year where he hit 33. So he had a 21, a 33, a 21, 28, 26, and a 21. So he's not a slugger. Total bases, 3,941. Almost 4K in total bases. So if you ask me, should Steve Garvey be in the Hall of Fame? Yes. I can point to 10 other guys that had less numbers, and they're in. Why isn't Steve Garvey in with these numbers? 2,599 career hits, 294 career batting average, which is better than some other guys who are in the Hall. 1,308 career RBIs. I'd like to have seen 1,500 get there. But he had 2,300 games. 3,941 career total bases. What do you think? Steve Garvey, Hall of Fame? Kind of on the borderline, but I would put him in because, like I said, there are other guys with less numbers, less accomplishments, and they're in the Hall. They're in the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's Steve Garvey produced, especially with the hit totals and consecutive games. 1,207? Come on. How many guys play 1,200 games in a row? Very few. Billy Williams played over 1,000. Guy named Everett, he played over 1,000. Of course, Gehrig and Ripken over 2,000 in a row. I like Steve Garvey. What do you think? He just fell short in runs scored and the batting average. The batting average was higher. Let's say he was a 310, 315 career. That would have done it. So he kind of tailed off his last 9 years. That hurt. And his first part of his career, his first 5 years, was slow. But he had a good stretch. I would say a 7-year stretch right there. He was one of the better hitters in the league, Steve Garvey. I like him. What do you think? Do you like him? All right, we're done with him. Who should I look at next? What I'm doing right now is looking at ball players from the past who have significant accomplishments to the game of baseball. So I've done a lot. I've done everybody who has a career batting average over 300. I've done it. Now I'm looking at guys under 300 who are interesting to me. Let's see. There's a lot of guys I could pick from. I like guys who kind of stand out. Oh, let's see. I'm going down the list. Oh, let's see. Who should I pick? How about this guy? Juan Gonzalez. Have you heard of him? 17 years in the league. He had some outstanding seasons. I'm going to look at his career next. I'm out.